Hi children, good morning everyone. So, are you ready for our today's class? Okay, let's start. We'll recall the topic that we have covered in the previous class, then we'll move to the next topic. Okay? Yes, the different senses that the animals use in tracking down the food we have seen, isn't it? Once again, we'll see the table that we have covered last class, and in any one is missing, you note down those points, open your notebooks and note down the points. Okay, children? Let's see the content of the topic over there. So the animals here given as follows, children. See here, the dog. You know, the dog is an omnivore. So the sense organ that is highly developed in it is smell. It sniffs the food with its nose and finds the food, and it takes the food with the help of its teeth and tongue. Both teeth and tongue helps the dog in finding in taking in of its food. It hunts the food, it chases its food, or it also uses the sense of vision in finding the food. Mostly the sense of smell is highly developed in dogs. No, we see that it sniffs, or the sense is used, that is the smell is the sense that it uses in finding the food. Okay, and the next one is cow. You know, cow is a herbivore. It depends on plant foods, isn't it? It eats grass and grains, you know it well. So it uses its sense of vision, that is by seeing or searching it finds its food, and uses its mouth parts like teeth and tongue in taking its food. So you have written the sense used in tracking the food is vision, and mouth parts are like teeth and tongue, or use it to take the food like grass and grains, and the process of eating of food by the cow is called as rumination. Okay, and next is hen. Hen is an omnivore. It takes both the grains, it depends on grains and also the insects by its beak. It searches the food, that is vision. The sense of vision is mostly helps it in finding its food, or in tracking down the food. So you have written here as vision, and the body part used in taking food is its short beak. Okay, so the beak helps the hen to take its food. Next, coming to the frog. Mostly you can see that a frog is a carnivore. Maybe it is a carnivore, but it is also an omnivore sometimes. It also feeds on the aquatic plants also when it is in water. Okay, so you can say that the frog is omnivores at times, but it is a carnivore. Mostly it depends on the insects, that you should realize here. And you have written the taste, I think so, in the previous class, but you can also say that it uses its vision and hearing also in finding its food. So you can also write the vision and hearing apart from the taste also. Okay, so the sticky tongue of the frog helps to attract the insects for food. Okay, you write like this: vision, hearing and taste are the senses used by the frog in tracking down the food. Note down. Next, snake. Snake uses its mouth. Mostly the tongue also it uses, but mostly it uses its mouth parts, complete mouth, in taking its food. It uses the sense of smell. Ma, you correct this part. Correct this, children. In your previous class, which you have written, correct this part. Snake uses the sense of smell. Okay, in tracking down its food. Normally, the snakes are carnivores. They do not have the right kind of the teeth to chew the food, so they eat their, or the catch the food that as a whole with its mouth. Okay, so their jaw is as such, it allows the mouth to open wider than their own body in order to swallow the prey. The snake uses the sense of smell to swallow the food completely with the help of its mouth. They do their best by the sniffing process with a pair of organs on the roof of their mouth called the Jacobson's or the vomeronasal organ. So smell, that is the sniffing process, is highly developed in the snakes, we can say. Okay, they can hear the sounds of frequency also about 200 to 300 hertz. So hearing capacity is also there, but mostly they depend on the sense of smell, we can say, for tracking down the food. Okay, write down this. Next, bats. Bats use the sense of hearing. So many bats use the echolocation to find food in dark. So echolocation, that means they create the sound waves. They create the sound waves with their mouth or nose, or listen for the returning echoes to find the insects. They depend on insects for their food. You know that bats depend on the insects or on flying insects. They depend on flying insects for their food. Okay, so they produce the what do the bats do? They produce the ultrasonic waves by flapping their wings. With the help of their wings, they try to make the ultrasonic sounds, and they can also detect these waves by produced by the bats after the reflection by from the obstacles. Okay, so this is how the bats they use the ultra, that is the echolocation, in finding their food. That is the echo. By the hearing process, we can say they can also smell and taste the food. Mainly hearing is highly developed in bats. Sense of hearing is highly developed in bats. Next, lizard. Lizard by the sense of vision and smell. Ma, you correct this one. Sense of vision and smell, though it uses its tongue in taking the insects, its sense of vision and the smell is highly developed to catch the insects. This is what you have to correct. Once again, you correct it in your notebooks, all of you. Once again. Next, vultures. Vultures have the high sense of vision. They can see a tiny object that is at a greater distance when it flies from a greater height. Okay, so its sense of vision is highly developed, and also it can smell the objects from the greater distance. So it uses its strong hooked beak and claws in taking the food. That is about the vulture. Vulture is also a carnivore, and it's also a natural scavenger where it depends on the dead and decayed organic matter. That is, it depends on the rotten food material also, thus cleaning up the environment. When it depends on the rotten food material, it cleans up the environment by depending on the rotten food material or the organic waste that we throw away. Okay. So dead and decayed organic matter also are being used as food by the vultures. Next, the lion. Lion, you know, it is a carnivore. It uses the sense of vision and also hunts the animal with the help of its claws, and uses the teeth, the canine teeth with its mouth parts, that is teeth and tongue also are helpful in taking the food by the lion. Next, hummingbird. Hummingbird is a bird, it is a herbivore, and it sees or visualizes the object or the fruits or the vegetables that are mostly depends on the nectar from the flowers. It uses the nectar from the flowers through which the beak helps for it for taking the nectar from the flowers. It is a herbivore. So note down these points, ma, and correct the points that you have written in the previous class. Hope you have completed the notes. See here, and we'll continue for the next question today. Children, in similarities between dog and frog, you have seen that the dog is a omnivore, whereas the frog is also at times an omnivore. So you have written an omnivore in similarities. While writing the differences, you will write that the frog is a carnivore. Mostly all the frogs are carnivores. Some of the frogs, when it is at the that is the tadpole stage, it feeds on the water plants and also it in insects at times, so it is called an omnivore. Some frogs are omnivores, and mostly all the frogs are carnivores. So while writing the differences between the frog and the dog, you are writing dog and frog, isn't it? So dog and frog. So for dog is an omnivore. Frog is also an omnivore. What are the other differences that you find in taking food by the dog and frog? Dog licks, dog is a frog is a carnivore. Okay, and it's the difference. So you have written it is a carnivore. Why it is a carnivore? It depends on insects, butterflies, all the butterflies, mosquitoes, crickets, etc. for food. Dog is an omnivore. It takes grains, that is rice, like rice, wheat, that is bread, and also it depends on the flesh of other animals, bones, etc. Is it clear? So dog eats grains, that is rice or bread, flesh of other animals, milk, etc. So you can see that it is an omnivore. Whereas the frog depends on insects like, we have written the butterflies, that is it eats insects, flies, mosquitoes, moths, dragonflies. Okay, so these are all the insects, grasshoppers, worms, spiders. So that it comes near its mouth. So all the crickets, grasshoppers, all of them, it depends all on all these insects which comes near to it. So it attracts the insects with its tongue. Whereas here the dog hunts the other animals or searches for it. Okay, searches for the food. Here, that is the frog, it attracts insects with its sticky tongue. Okay, with its sticky tongue. So these are the differences between the dog and frog in taking its food. You can note down the points. Dog is an omnivore, frog is a carnivore. Dog eats grains like rice, bread, and depends on flesh of other animals, bones, milk, etc. So it hunts the other animals or searches for the food. Whereas the frog, it attracts the insects with its sticky tongue. That is the difference that you can write between the frog and the dog. Next. What is the next question that you have to answer? See here the board, children. Now you are going to write between the differences between the hen and sparrow. Sorry, that is the similarities now you are going to write. Similarities, as you know, that both are birds. Both are birds. Both are omnivores. Hen is an omnivore, whereas the sparrow is also an omnivore. And both uses the beak to find it, to take the food. Here the sparrow uses its short beak, whereas hen also uses the beak. Depends on grains and insects for food, as it is an omnivore. Sparrow is also depends on grains and insects for its food. So it is also an omnivore. So these are the similarities between hen and sparrow. Now we will write the differences between the hen and sparrow. Note down this first. Similarities you note in your notebooks, all of you. See here, children, the differences between hen and sparrow. So the hen both uses its beak, as you know well. Hen cannot fly high up in the air as in case like that of the sparrow. Sparrow can fly high up in the air and searches its food. Whereas the hen searches its food in a limited space in its locality. But whereas the sparrow can search its food in a wide range over. Okay. So you can write the differences in this manner for between the hen and sparrow. Note down. Now we'll see the similarities between the dog and lion in taking the food. Dog. Dog chases and hunts the other animals, as well as the lion also chases and hunts the other animals. They use their claws and the sharp canine teeth in tearing the flesh of the other animals. In both the cases, the lion or the dog, they use the claws and sharp teeth in tearing the flesh of the other animals. So that is the similarities between the dog and the lion in taking the food. So what is the difference between the dog and the lion? Now we'll see. Note down this in your notes. See here children, the differences between the dog and lion. Dog is an omnivore, whereas the lion is a carnivore. Dog depends on both plants and animals for its food. As you know, it is an omnivore. Lion depends on only the flesh of other animals for the food. Dog is a domestic animal where it can live in the human environment also, whereas the lion is a wild animal. It lives in the forest only. Okay, so these are the differences between the dog and the lion in taking the food. Note down. See the board children, the similarities. Vulture and the lion. If you take the vulture, it is a carnivore. Lion is also a carnivore. Both depends on other animals for food. That is the similarities between the vulture and lion in taking the food. Now we'll see the differences. So in the similarities between the vulture and the lion, you can also write that both are the wild animals that they live in the, that is they belong to wild animal group which live in the forest, and both have the claws to grab the food. These 2 points also you can add for the similarities. What is that? They are both the wild animals in so this is a bird while this is an animal. So these both live in the forest, and both uses the claws or the grabs the food with their claws. They both grab the food with their claws. These are the similarities that you can write between the vulture and the lion. And now coming to the differences, see the board children. Vulture is a natural scavenger. Natural scavenger, which means that it depends on dead and decayed organic matter for its food. Whereas the lion is a carnivore which depends on only other animals or the flesh of other animals for its food. The vulture chases the animals, hunts with the claws and uses its beak to cut them. Okay, it has the strong hooked beak where it uses its beak to cut the flesh of the other animals. Whereas the lion hunts and tears the flesh of the other animals with claws, teeth and tongue. And coming to the vulture, it can fly high up in the air and finds food with its distant vision. So it has a keen eyesight which it can see the object on the ground from a great distance while it is flying in the air. Okay, so that whereas the lion can move only fast in the forest, chasing and hunting the animals in the forest only. So that is the difference between the vulture and lion in taking the food. Note down the points, children. So, children, here you can see that the different or the same parts may be used in different ways by different animals, and also different parts may be used for the same purpose or the same food. Different parts or the different organs are being used by different animals. That we'll see now. That is the same part, that is the tongue. If the tongue is used by frog to take the food and also by the dog to take the food, whereas the frog uses the tongue to capture and swallow the food, whereas the dog licks only the liquid food with the help of its tongue. If you take the different parts, that is, see here the examples, different parts may be used to take the same food, used in taking same food by different animals, same kind of food. That is, if you take the frog, the same kind of food that is the hens and the frogs you take. Hens, frog. Both eat insects, isn't it? But the organ that the hen uses is beak. It uses its beak to eat the insects, whereas frog uses its tongue, its sticky tongue, to eat the insects. This is how the same parts in the previous example I told, the same part, that is the tongue, it is used for taking the food by different animals like frog and dog. It is being used. In here the example if I take, the different parts are used. Here hens are using the beak to take the insect for the same kind of food to eat. Different animals are using the different body parts. Hens use beak to eat the insects, whereas the frogs use the tongue in eating the insects. So the same purpose of eating insects, different animals are using the different body parts. The same part in the group of animals may be used in ways that can be largely different. For example, beaks of different birds are used to eat different types of food. So the same part in the similar group of animals, here the different parts, but now I am telling the same part can be used in the same group of animals. Same part, next third one, this is same part may be used in taking different type of food. Different type of food by same group of animals. Same group of animals. This is how I will tell now. This is the third case. In the first case, the same part is used to take different type of food item. Next, in the next case, what did you see? Different parts are used for taking the same kind of food item. Now you are saying the same parts may be used in taking different food by the same group of animals. So this is how we will see. So there are different types of birds, isn't it? Birds. They use the beaks. That is all the birds use beaks to take their food. But all birds do not take the same kind of food. They differ in taking the food. The parrot. If you take the parrot, it uses its hooked beak to eat nuts and grains. Nuts and fruits also. Isn't it? Grains, fruits, etc. It eats so. Whereas if you take the vulture, vulture also has hooked beak. The same type of body part, that is hooked beak, but it eats the flesh of other animals. What is the taking food, that is the type of food habit is differing in the same group of animals. So it is a bird. Parrot is also a bird, whereas vulture is also a bird, but the type of food habit differs in spite of having the same kind of body organ in it. So it eats flesh of other animals. Also it depends on the rotten food material, whereas the parrot doesn't depend upon the rotten food material. It is how we have to differentiate the food that is eaten by different animals. The type of food and the ways in which an animal collects it form the food habit of the organism. So from this we can understand that beaks of different birds are used to take different types of food. The beaks of, if you see the hummingbird, it takes the nectar, isn't it? Hummingbird takes the nectar with its long pointed beak. Nectar, or sucks the nectar with its long pointed beak. Note down, children. So hummingbird sucks nectar with its long pointed beak. And you have written hens.